Hey, thanks for coming back. And today I'd like to talk to you about one of my older cameras, and it's this one. This is the Sony A5000. Now, one of the things about this camera, well, I like the camera. I'm just going to say that. I like the way it produces video and how well it takes pictures, and I like the small form factor. I also like the fact that it has a flip-up screen, so instead of me looking off to the side like I am right now at the screen, I can kind of look up a little bit and see if I'm still in frame. I do like that. Now, I wanted to try to use this like when I was doing some of my USB microphone tests or reviews, and I did do it on one, but one or two, but the problem is this did not have what's called a clean HDMI output for recording. You'd always find a little bit of numbers somewhere on the bottom of the screen with this camera. I mean, you could shut a lot of items off, like, you know, the battery indicator, the little view meter for this audio. You could turn all that off, but always on the bottom of the screen, kind of like right around in here, it always told you like what the f-stop was and the things, you know, and something else. I can't remember what it was. But you couldn't get rid of that. So it was not a clean HDMI output. What a clean HDMI output looks like is like what you're looking at now. You plug this into the computer and you don't see no numbers, no nothing up in the edge of the screen. You don't even see the little focus bar or square for the face. You don't see none of that. Well, this didn't have it. Well, not until now. Something told me to just go on YouTube and search for the A5000. I did it, and I came across one video that told me how to basically do a software upgrade, or maybe if you want to call it a patch, to get a clean HDMI output on the Sony A5000. That'll be the first video that I put in the description below for this camera. Now, after I did it and it came out clean, I used it. Recently, as a matter of fact, I used it. And it works beautifully. It has actually a clean HDMI. So I'm really happy with that little, let's just call it a software patch for the HDMI output on this camera. I love it. It's great, and I thought maybe you would like to know. Now, recently I went back again to see if there's any other type of tutorials or videos about a clean HDMI on this camera, and there is one. There's a few of them. But the second video that I have down in the video description, that person kind of literally walks you through step by step by step. So I don't have to do it for you in this video. You can go and just watch that video and watch him do it, and if you have this camera, you'll have a clean HDMI output as well. Hey, I'm sorry for the sudden jump cut here in the video, but I wanted to switch cameras. This is my Panasonic G6. This is what I normally use for all of my videos. Here's my little clipboard with my notes and my lav mic. And I'm right now also using the Mayano USB microphone for audio. Maybe I'll leave the link, if I remember, down below for the review I did on here. So what you're seeing now in this part of the video is a recording from the Sony A5000 with a clean HDMI output. Now, one thing I want to say before I go any further is when you do this update on the display screen on the camera itself, you might still see the numbers on the bottom of the screen. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at them right now, but you will not see them in the recording. Proof is in the pudding. You're seeing no numbers on the bottom of the screen right here. You're not seeing any numbers right down there. But the first video, or the first link to a video, is the one that I used to convert or upgrade my Sony A5000 to a clean HDMI. It's not that for some, for some people it may not be as clear on how to, do what you need to do the upgrade to the camera. So I went looking again on YouTube, and I found the link to the second video. That gentleman, he pretty much goes all the way down step by step, has a Sony A5000 in his hand, and he kind of shows you everything to do as well, and it's a lot better. So my advice is watch both videos, okay? Take some notes if you need to, but watch them both all the way through. Now you are going to have to go to a website, and they even have instructions on there on how to upgrade your Sony A5000. When you get to that website, read it step by step. Go through each one individually. Make sure you got it. This way, when you're actually doing the process, it's more familiar for you, or to you. Now, this whole process took me maybe 30 minutes to do. So it's not that hard of a process. Just take your time, double check each step, make sure you're doing it correctly. That's my advice. So you're asking, why should I care about a Sony A5000 with a clean HDMI output? Well, first of all, this camera, yes, it is kind of old, but they're going for pretty cheap. Not just on eBay, but you can get them from places like B&H Photo and Adorama Camera, whenever they get them in stock, that is. And they're pretty cheap. The cheapest one I seen on eBay was for about $160. The only bad part is they didn't have any batteries, but you can buy what's called a dummy battery. Basically, it's a power source you plug into the wall, and a little adapter piece that looks kind of like the battery you just plug into the camera, and you're done. And those are only like about $20. If I remember, I'll leave a link to the power adapter I'm using, or the dummy battery I'm using now, in the description below as well. The most expensive one I seen for the Sony A5000 was about $300. But it had everything that you normally would get, not just the kit lens that it comes with, but they had another lens along with it. So they're pretty cheap. So if you do live streaming, if you're a gamer, if you're a content creator on YouTube, Zoom calls, Skype calls, or video conference calls on Facebook, or you just want something better than a webcam, yes, it's more expensive than a webcam, but the Sony A5000 is a fantastic camera. I love the color reproduction it has really good video, and it comes up with some really nice pictures. And now having a clean HDMI output makes this camera even better. So I just thought this was something some of you might appreciate and maybe even want to know. So yes, it is possible to have a clean HDMI output on a Sony A5000. Hope you have a great day.